Do you know that it is very easy to get professional custom YouTube thumbnails these days, even without paying a dime, and you can do it yourself, okay? So while on YouTube, especially for new YouTubers or beginners, you need these professional and custom thumbnails that will stand out so that people will be attracted to watch and click on your videos to watch it so that you get more views and grow your channel faster. That is the importance of getting a professional thumbnail for your YouTube videos. Okay, so this video I'll be sharing with you the secrets to get the best thumbnails for your channel, and they are all going to be free. So when you think of creating a professional thumbnail, the first thing that comes to your mind is where to get the ideas, because if you don't have this idea, how would you create this wonderful looking thumbnail? So how do I get my own idea? I would love to share my own skill with you so that you use that to see if it will help you, or if you have other types from what I'm going to share with you now, please place it in a comment. I love to explore new things as well, so we learn from each other and we grow together. So the very best way to get idea on YouTube on how to create YouTube thumbnails is actually to look through your YouTube page. So you go through your homepage or go to the channels you admire or channels you've been learning from, and you go through their list of videos and see how their thumbnails look. You don't necessarily need to copy one thumbnail, just look through a couple of thumbnails. Then when you look through this couple of thumbnails, you try to pick out what attracts you to watch that video, or what attracts you to click on that thumbnail or that video through that thumbnail. So those are the elements you just pick out one by one. Then you try to create your own group and apply to your own design. The very first tip is to get good and quality picture. I currently use my phone to shoot my pictures. It's an iPhone XS, and I am sure you can get good quality pictures with your iPhone if you use the right settings I shall be sharing with you in this video. The other thing is, if you remove the background of your images, okay, you have a lot of room to manipulate the image to the best way. Okay, so once you take good picture, try to adjust it a little, like do a little bit of color grading, but I assure you your iPhone and other high-end smartphones like Android phones too will give you good picture quality. So you add a bit of color grading and you remove the background, then you take it to your editing app for your manipulations to add all those sweet things that will make your design stand out, to attract people to watch your YouTube video and to grow your channel. So I'll share with you the free things you can use to do all these adjustments, to make this color grading, to remove your background the professional way. I'll share 3 methods with you that are all completely free, and I assure you, you start using them and see positive results from your channel growth using this custom and professional thumbnail tutorial I'm going to be sharing with you. Hello and welcome to the tutorial proper. So I'll be showing you a few things you need to put in place before you can get that professional thumbnail. Your picture will be standing out and the text will be looking so professional and everything will stand out, and you get this popping custom free thumbnail that will make your videos clickable on YouTube. Okay, so the very first thing I would like you to do is to go to your camera. So I'm using an iPhone, and the picture mode I want you to use is the portrait mode. So when you open your portrait mode, please go to the focal depth. What I want you to do is, most times you see it to be around 2.8 to 2.5 or 2.4. I want you to bring it to as low as possible. So mine is 1.4 depth, that's the lowest. Then you take your picture. When you're taking your picture, if you're going to be using a natural light, then you have to stand opposite the light. Okay, then don't stand so far from the camera so that it can pick you come out very sharp. Then get good lighting and your picture will stand out. Okay, so once you do that, try to take a couple of pictures, then you select the best out of them. Okay, so I'll show you some of the pictures I've taken in my photo album. So you can see here are a couple of photos I've taken. Then I just pick out the best out of it to use. Okay, so you kind of get what I'm trying to say. All right, so after you've taken those pictures and you have made your decision on the picture to use for your thumbnail, the next thing you want to do is to remove that picture from the background. So here is the picture we are going to be using for our illustration today. To remove background from a picture, I have 3 methods for you. right? So the first method is done offline on your iPhone. So if you're having an iOS to the updated version, the recent version, that means you can easily click on your post photo like so. Just click outside where there's text. You see this white lighting going around your image. So once you see that light go around it, you can move your hand around. You notice the image is following your hand gestures. Okay, that means you can copy this image or save it as a new one. So what I'll do now is to click on share, and I'll save it to my image. All right, now the reason why I don't like using this so much is that the quality is not the best. The image quality itself is very good. However, if you look at the edges of this image, you notice some white feather. It's not so smooth enough and it's not so sharp. It doesn't have a sharp edge or a smooth edge, which is not good for professional thumbnail. Okay, that's why I won't recommend you using this most of the time. Now the second method is going to be done online, and we are going to be using this website remove.bg/upload. Okay, so once you open your browser and you type this link that is highlighted below, it will take you to this page. What you basically do is to click on upload image and select from your photo gallery the image you have selected for your thumbnail. Okay, so when you click on it and you click on done, it will upload and it will do its magic and remove the background for you. There's something I should have said earlier that I haven't said. So the reason why we did that focal depth camera setting is because we wanted an image that will stand out. Okay, so I'll take you quickly back to that image. We wanted an image that will stand out from the background. So you notice this image, let me zoom in a bit. You notice I'm looking very sharp. Okay, that's because we use the portrait mode. So portrait mode basically picks the image on focus, then blur out the other irrelevant images. Okay, so by reducing the focal depth, okay, what happens is what the focus is on will be the only object that's shining so bright. So if you notice, I'm standing out here very sharp and bright, while if you look at the background, you see they are very blur. So the background is very blur. So that's why you do that setting. Okay, so let's go back to remove.bg. So it has done its magic and it has removed the background for you. Now the catch of this website, and the reason why I don't recommend it also, is that, all right, let's quickly save the image. So I'll click on download and save it to image. We'll soon go and compare. Okay, so for you to download HG from this website, you need to be a registered member and you must have paid for the premium version. So in this video, I'm sharing free stuff for you, so you're not going to be paying for anything. So once you download it, let's go to our gallery and go to the last image. Now you notice this one has a smooth edge, no white feather, but when you zoom in, the image quality reduces. That is because the website reduces image quality when you're not on the premium package. Okay, so that's why I won't recommend this, but it's a go-to, especially if you don't have any other option. Okay, so now let's go to the best and final website for removing background. So the best and final website for removing background is this studio.creativefabrica.com/ you see, let's quickly see what the remaining address is, /background-remover/. Okay, so once you get to this website, recently they updated this website. It doesn't look like this. It was looking like remove.bg, but since after their recent upgrade, it looks something different. Okay, so once you get to this website, it will require you to log in. However, it will not ask you to pay for anything. All right, it's still free, so use it while you have the opportunity. Now, because of this recent update I talk about, the website will not be looking well oriented on your browser. So what you do basically is to first request for desktop site, then secondly you click on your options and reduce the zoom setting by clicking on this small letter A. So if I click on this big letter A here, you notice the website is distorted now. You can't view very well. Then I have to click on small letter A to reduce the view to about 50% so you can access all the functions on this website. So what you do here is to click on pick image to remove background at the top. So you select the image you want to remove background of. So I'll select this image that we're using here. So wait for it to process. It will take a little bit of time, but I assure you this website will give you the best image quality and the best background removal experience. So it is worth the wait. All right, so do any other thing, have fun, but just hold on for it to do its magic. So you see it has done it, and you can look through on the left side menu. You notice I've removed a couple of pictures background here. I'm going to delete them all soon. So I'll click on the first one, which was the last one we just removed background from, and wait for it to load the image. So the image will be loaded to your right. That's still the one processing. This is the one with the background. So it's trying to like show you the first image and the after. So it's like before and after comparison. So what you do here is to click on the after image and then click on download. Okay, so once the download link is up, you click on download and wait for it to download. So once it's downloaded, you try to access it from your download list. Okay, so that's the image up there that shows 12.4 megabytes. So what I will do is to open the image. You see how sharp and clear this image is, but let's take it to our gallery or our photo album to compare with the previous ones we've saved to see. Let's see and compare the quality. So I'll go to our photo album, then I'll go to the first one. So let me show you so you understand. Okay, so this was the one we did with our camera from our photo album. This was the one we did with the remove.bg website, and this is the one we did from Fabrica. Okay, so if you zoom in very well, you see the image still is very sharp, and the edges is still sharp without any funny looking white feather. So that is why I recommend this website to you. So I'll share the link in the description of the video so you can easily access it when you do this your thumbnail image remover for the background. Okay, so once you're done with this and you know that you have a perfect picture for your design, you can now go online to your editor app. So this time we're going to be using our Canva app. If you don't have an account, please create one. It's a very sweet app to use for your graphics design, especially if you want a quick and easy way to go about the whole design experience. All right, so you see I have a thumbnail team or group here where I've been designing thumbnail for my new channel. So if you notice, this is a thumbnail for one of my videos. So there's another thumbnail and another one. So this is the thumbnail I want to be teaching you how to create on this in this video. It looks simple, but I assure you there are a lot of technical funny things going on in this thumbnail that once you use this to learn, you can actually create other better thumbnails. Okay, so this was the recent one I created, not so smart, but I'm going to work on it later. All right, so this will be our goal for this video, and I'll be creating a new page on this thumbnail group. So what you do is to pinch your screen together and it will open all the designs on this page. Then you click on this plus icon and a new page will open. Then double tap on it to open it wide for you to start doing your magical designs. Okay, so when you look closely, you notice there's a background color. Usually when you click and open a group, right, it comes in blank. So to get this background color, what you need to do is to highlight the background by tapping on it just the way it's selected with this purple line, square line surrounding it. Then you click on color below and choose this gradient, the gray to white gradient. So that's what I'm using for this background, so I'm okay with it. The next thing I want to do is to add a picture. So I'll go to my uploads. If you have not uploaded that picture that we just remove the background from, what you need to do is to click on uploads here, then click on upload files, click on device, then click on photo library and select that one we just did. So it will be this first one here, and I'll add it and wait for it to be uploaded to Canva. So while it's still being uploaded, you can just click on the image and it will bring it to your thumbnail page where you are making the design, I mean to say. So what you basically do is to expand this image. Okay, so expand it to such a level that I will just see myself clearly. Then try to adjust it, move it to the edge a bit, so you have more room here for your other designs. So I think the positioning of our image is okay. It's looking more like the thumbnail we are trying to redesign. Let's quickly go back and take a look. So yeah, okay, so I'll still have to take it to the right side a bit. So select the image and drag it towards the right side, and I think this is good. So another thing we want to do is to get this text at the top. Go to YouTube Studio. So how to do that is to click on the text function here and select this first heading title that says add a heading. So you type everything in caps lock. So I would like you to double click on your shift key and then type go to YouTube Studio. Okay, once you're done, you close your keyboard and drag the text, click to select the text and drag it up to that position. So what we are going to do next is to select the effects we are going to be applying to this text. Okay, so we'll go to effects, we'll go to background, click on it again to open the settings of the effects. What we are going to do is to remove this curve edge. So this roundedness, take it to 0, then increase the spread a little, okay? And the color should remain yellow because that's the color for the background of this effect. So the next thing we're going to do is to change the font. Okay, I think the font in that other design, let's take a look, is looking like Anton, but you can actually click on it to know the exact font we're using. So it's Anton that is being used. So I'll click on the text and change the font to Anton. Okay, so I'll also like to increase the font size so it can cover most of this image. Okay, so we are getting something that looks like it already. All right, so I'll move it a bit so that it can lap to the edges. Okay, so if it's getting difficult for you to move around, click on the nudge tool and just keep tapping and move it until you get to the best position for you. Okay, so I think this looks good. One thing I want to do next is to click on position, and I'll take it to the back so that the image will stand in front of it. So I think we have achieved the header. Let's take a look and compare. Okay, so yeah, although the O is behind it, but I think this looks pretty well. So the next thing we're going to add is this bit of text here that says turn this on now. So what we are going to do is to click on text again and click on this add a heading. Then make sure you double check your shift key and then type the turn it on now. Turn this, click on enter to go to the next line on now. Then I think an exclamation mark was used, so it's a double one. So what I'll do now is to take the text to this edge, right? Then I'll also change the font style to Anton because it looks more like Anton. Then I'll increase the size. Okay, so I increase the size this way. Another thing I would like to do is to go to spacing and reduce line spacing so that the text will be close up to each other. All right, I think this looks good. So I also like to add effects, and the effect you're going to add is the outline or the stroke effect. So you click on it twice, then change the color to something like white. That looks like what we have on the other image. Okay, so once this is done, let's quickly go and check. So it's looking like it. That means we're on the right track. So our next challenge will be adding this on button and also adding the settings icon and the YouTube studio icon. Okay, so let's start with the easy one. So to add all of those, what you're going to be using now will be the elements. Okay, so I'll click on element, then I'll search for, okay, so I still have them on here, but how to search for this is to type YouTube icon or something, then you click on the graphics. Please only stick to graphics, all right? Don't use images, don't use any other thing, just stick to graphics, all right? So since I have it in my, so this was the one we used, I'll click on it to select it, then I'll take it down below and try to resize it down. Another thing you can do is to pinch to zoom in so that you can get a better view of what you're doing down below. So I'll bring it here, okay, and still reduce the size because it's looking small on the other. So I'll double tap on the screen and pinch to close so that I can go and take a look. Okay, so it's looking like what we have there. So the other element we're looking for now is the setting icon, the red setting icon. So I'll quickly type settings. Oh no, I think I tapped on the wrong thing. Okay, so I'll quickly tap on settings. Okay, so there are several settings. Always stick to graphics, please. Okay, so let's look for a free one. So this is free. So what we're going to do here now is to reduce it as well. So don't be afraid that the color is still black. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay, so remember, zooming in is just to pinch and open your fingers while you're pinching on your screen. Okay, so now we need to change the color. Once the item is selected, the element is selected, you just go to color below, then try to get the color that's displayed on the screen. Okay, so I think this would do for now. Okay, so let's go back and see what we have on the other thumbnail. So you notice there's a YouTube play icon in between the settings. So we're going to go back again to element here. Then we'll look for YouTube icon. So we have one here. So I'll take it down. Let me zoom in. Okay, so I'll take it to the middle and bang, we have it on there. So what I can do now to achieve the best of it is to click on that first setting icon. Then I'll change the color so that it both rhyme very well. So I'll just toggle between colors to see which one is it. Okay, now we've gotten the right one. So another thing I'll do is to click and hold on the icon until it says select multiple. Then I'll select both of them. Okay, I think I've selected the wrong things, so I'll just click outside to start all over again. Select multiple, then select the setting icon. What you're going to do now is to group them so that you can move them together. You see, so I've locked them together sort of, and I can easily move them together. Okay, so yeah, now we've achieved the icons. Let's take a look. Is it looking like what we are trying to make? Yeah, it's looking like it, so we're on the right track. Let's quickly take a sneak peek. Now what we're left with is to create this on button. Okay, so I had to create this on button myself with the wisdom I have on here, thanks to that. So because I went to search for on button here, on switch, I searched earlier but I couldn't get any free one. So let's go to graphics. You also bear me witness. So most of the on switch here are all paid on switches, so I had to just create mine myself. So let's quickly go back and create it. So to create an on switch, what you basically need is shapes, right? So you can go to shapes. Here you see shapes here. So the first one I used was this rounded edge square. So I'll click on rounded edge square and I'll try to reduce the size. Okay, then try to make the length a bit, then try to change the color. Let's quickly look at the color I used on the other one. Okay, so it's a darker shade of gray. Excuse me. So it's a darker shade of gray and I think we're on the right track. So I'll quickly take it to that position so we don't waste so much time. Okay, So on here, I'll zoom in and start doing the editing magic. Okay, so let me still expand a bit so that I can get a better view of this. So okay, I'll leave it at that. So the next thing will be going back to add an element. So I'll click outside and click on element. So this time I'll be adding a circle. So you bring it down the size. Okay, then you try to move it to the middle somewhere here. So let's change the color to green. Okay, so we'll try to navigate it to the middle of the square, not so close to the edge. Then we have something like this. Now let's work on this switch, the first one we brought out. So that's the shape. The edge is already round, but I want to make it 50%. So it has, you have to make it 50, so it has a rounded edge that rhymes with this circle in between. So once that's achieved, what I'm going to do next is to click on style. I want to add a border to it so that it can stand out. So I'll click on this first border. I think I like the thickness, so I'll close it here and change the border color to a bit lighter one, so it's looking more like what we have on the other side. So let's quickly take a sneak peek to make sure we're on the right track, so I can come back and continue. Okay, so we'll go there, we'll see. Let's zoom into to take a look. So yeah, we're doing the right thing. So what we need to do next is to reduce the circle size. Then we'll also write the on text there, and I think we'll be good to go. All right, so I'll reduce the size like so. I think I'll reduce this so much, it's not looking too nice now. Yeah, so I've reduced it to something that looks more reasonable. So the next thing we want to do is to add a text, and we're going to be using the add a heading, and it's going to be ON for on. Okay, so make sure it's all caps. Then I'll move the on down. Okay, so I'll move it down here and try to reduce the size a bit, and we'll change the font. Okay, let's change the font to, let's try this. Okay, this looks good. Then I'll try to reduce it again so it stands out pretty well. So try to target the middle, horizontal middle. Okay, I think we're there. If you find it difficult to move around, just use the nudge key. Okay, so I use the nudge key to take it here a bit, then take it down a bit. This is the fun with the nudge key. So the next thing I want to do is to change the color to white. Okay, so look for a whiter white, and good. So once you're good like this, what you do lastly is to select the text and hold, then click on multiple select the circle, and then select the background and group them to lock them, so that when you move everything together, so it won't have to stress you to start doing everything all over again. So yeah, I think we've achieved our thumbnail. What's left now is just to make necessary adjustment to the size and move things in place to make sure everything stands up. But I think by doing this, we are good. So one in the bag. I'm sure by now you can create professional custom looking thumbnails from this tutorial I've shared with you. This is just one, more are coming. So if you like to see this kind of videos from us, give us a like. If you even want us to be creating live sections where we try to crack ideas on how to create this kind of beautiful thumbnails, then just indicate in the comments. All right, just tell us in the comments to make that work. Okay, as long as there's time. This channel is still very new. We are trying to make relevant videos that will improve our skills, you and I, so that we can get better placement out there to make even more money, to make our bank accounts well, you know, in that healthy state where we can live a free life and enjoy ourselves. All right, so watch this video, learn how to grow your YouTube and learn how to do other interesting things on your channel, so that you can grow very fast and monetize, because that's our goal here. And see you in the next video.